Alright, now we out. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Fondue coming live on Frontseat with Fondue. Got 3 guests up in the building today. Starting off with...
My name is Brianna. I'm the president of the National Council of Negro Women.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Tevin Dixon, editor-in-chief of U Magazine. Excuse me.
What's up, y'all, man? Y'all know who I am, man. Eric Easy Jefferson Sr., the founder of A Father's Fight for Equal Rights.
Cool. And you know we coming live in the O&E on 1690 AM, the one, the only one in the O&E. And you know how we rocking tonight, people. You know, before we get into, our current events, get into a couple of the events that are popping throughout the week, questions of the day, and things like that, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Shouts out to the Umoja District Boy Scouts. If you got a young one that needs something productive to get involved with, getting involved with the Umoja District Boy Scouts, but if they're a little bit more active, a little bit more rumble and tumble, get them involved with the Dirty Eagles Wrestling Club. And if you ever need your shirts custom designed, custom printed, any type of vinyl printing, or any of your vinyl needs, get in touch with my girl JC at Legacy Customs. Build you a legacy or get you one. So, we got some interesting current events for the week, It's been a crazy, hectic week, people. First off, my girl Keke Palmer, the lovely and attractive Keke Palmer. Man, she looks so good. But I'm low-key kind of upset with her. And I'm upset because she's trying to press charges or sue. I won't say press charges because that's referring to criminal action, but sue Mr. Trigger Trey himself over being in a video that Trey Songz was filming. For you guys that didn't know, Keke Palmer was at I guess it was kickback with Trey Songz, and Trigger himself, I guess he was trying to persuade her to be involved in the video by giving her food and liquor, at least according to Keke Palmer. It just sounds like a good time to me, but apparently she felt some type of sexual pressure and felt really, really uncomfortable. And she didn't want to be involved or be in the video. Like, according to her accounts, there was just cameras around, but she didn't think they were shooting a video. When asked about her participation, she said that she declined it. And then she, for whatever reason, to me, I don't know, said that she ran into a closet and just waited there until a ride came. Yeah, that's why I said too.
Never heard of that.
That sounds crazy.
You around Trey Songz, what do you expect? Even if, somebody else ain't recording paparazzi in the window, you know what I'm saying, taking pictures or whatever. So that just sounds dumb. Like, what's going on with her life?
Well, Shawty said she was antisocial as a child, meaning she didn't get to go to school. She didn't get the school experience and things like that. This is her account. I leave criticism up to in the air for whoever. But this is what she says, that, she's socially awkward at times because she never had a real high school experience and things like that.
Shut up.
Me personally, you're a grown woman now. But, Hollywood throws off kids. But any case, you could have just stood outside if you were that uncomfortable. Or, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, she's trying to apparently sue Trey Songz. I'm real life confused with that because you couldn't just call the man and tell him to get you off the video. After everything's said and done, you couldn't just call him. Y'all rich, y'all have his number. You can just contact him like, Trigger, I like your abs and everything, but you don't have to, put me in this video. I'm not just some video groupie. I'm just not interested in all that. That's all you have to say. We ain't got to get all policey and, legal actions, because once you start filing paperwork on people, it's different.
Nobody want to mess with you.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing. So, by you pushing by you pressing charges and things like that, it just ruins the relationship that you had. Why would you go through all that? But I digress.
I just want to say that I follow Keke Palmer on Snapchat, and that girl's definitely not antisocial. She's everywhere, and she's always got the gag.
And another thing I will also say, I'm pretty sure that wasn't your first party.
Right.
Right.
Especially with a celebrity, you know how
It
it
sound like
goes.
a come up to me. Like, I mean, I know she ain't broke. I mean,
And I actually believe she's modeling now too.
Right.
She models for Forever 21.
So I don't know if you could call it. I don't even know how celebrities come up. I mean, it gotta.
Well, they network. You know people to know people who know people. So when they know this specific person that they already know and tune in with, they go ahead and collaborate. And if they like the idea, if they love the idea, they don't like something. They have to love it for them to follow through.
Right.
So when they love the idea, they go ahead and follow suit on with the idea of what you got planned through. Then they go ahead and turn around, and start doing different things, going and start talking to other people to make sure that they got everything that they want correctly and situated done. And then that's when they start doing the video shoot. Now, as far as Keke Palmer's situation, with the whole, she didn't know the whole cameras, one question I would wonder is, how do you not know the cameras are there? Especially if you're doing a video shoot, that you always see cameras, light flashing, something of that nature, a director, producer, someone's there, so... I don't know. It's just a little bit iffy. I don't know if she's just trying to come up off some more money. I don't know. I don't know how the A celebrity lives life.
I mean, it could be something personal, But I wouldn't, maybe Trigger said something, some weak game or something, and she just wasn't rocking with
The
it.
sex was bad.
Hey, there goes your answer.
Radio killer. But under any case, Keke, I mean, if you want to holler at me, I mean, that's cool. We ain't gotta have no cameras or anything. But that's all great. That's just a little tidbit. You probably ain't gonna hear this, and then when you do see this, you probably just gonna be like, well, that's just Fondue. That's just me. I shot my shot. But under any case, I hope the situation gets resolved. Y'all rich, we don't need to see more. I hate to see conflict between black celebrities, to be honest, because it seems like we're always the joke or we're always the punchline. I don't never see Lizzie McGuire just beefing with Keith Urban. I never see that.
They get the disgruntled ones like Britney Spears running with her head chopped off.
But even then,
Lohan.
Yeah,
right,
but they're usually on just drugs. The stuff they be taking ain't even godly. So they don't that accounts for their actions. Just right by that. But in any case, we just hope the situation gets resolved. In a little bit lighter news, Mr. Kodak Black, the finesse kid, got him a new haircut. Yeah.
It's horrible.
I just want to ask, since I haven't seen it, does it look like Tyga's?
Oh, Tyga's is
horrible. Tyga's is horrible.
I mean, to be honest, I don't like Tyga. I don't like Tyga at all.
I don't think no one in Omaha does. Sorry.
But I will say this. Tyga's just look like a bad Dougie. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tyga's is just like a bad Dougie. Kodak's is kind of like, he's trying to do something new that ain't new.
I mean, Kodak, his haircut is nice until you get to the back. You'd be like, why?
Like, when you was a
you
kid.
could have took that off.
I mean, dare to be different, right?
I'm pretty sure, anybody here had braids, as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there might have been a time, some people, not everybody, but some people might have that one braid for whatever reason.
Oh, you talking about the little tail?
Yeah, just a tail.
Hey, that wasn't our decision, though. That was the mama's decision.
But daddy had to do our hair.
But the funny thing is, that's what it just reminded me of, but he's trying to say it like it's something new. Like, yeah, man, this the Kodak thing.
This need to cut that.
You need to cut that. Tiger's is pretty bad, too. Tiger's hair look like stretch marks. Like, it's pretty. I don't know how you rocking with that, fam. But,
do that.
it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I always laugh when I see stuff like that, because it's just...
Tiger has stretch marks in his head.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy, though, man? It's a world full of followers, you know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be somebody walking around within the next week with one of them
Kodak face.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because, people make your own decisions. I don't, and when I say this, you could copy if you want, but own up to whatever you copying. You know what I'm saying? If it's a bad idea, understand it's a bad idea. Or don't get mad when people tell you it's a bad idea, because I'm pretty sure before you did it, you knew what was up.
Right.
I'm pretty sure when he was in the barber shop and he getting lined up, and he's like, hold up, wait. Yeah, this Kodak, you gonna keep that one part right there.
They're like, we got you.
What? You sure?
You know what that reminds me of? Have you guys seen that commercial where it was a football and like all the dudes was in a barbershop and the old dude was timing and then like he was like holding and then he was like 1, 2, 3 and he was cutting through his head. That's what that kind of reminds me of. It was like, okay, like this is just kind of something off of the whim. Like you tried something, okay, it failed, do it again, but you're not.
but he really thought that was hot though. That was whatever, man. I don't even care about all that. But in any case, those are the ugly hairstyles for the week. Jock if you want to, but I will flame you if I see other people with it. Not everything's meant to be copied, but whatever. Other news and some political news. Trump has a Muslim ban. He just signed into office.
Muslim immigration ban.
Muslim, and you can call it what you want. A Muslim immigration ban. But he's trying to restrict. The overall goal is to monitor terrorism or terrorists who are coming in and out of the country, or in particular areas. The ironic thing, I guess, if I had to be politically correct, the ironic thing is this ban is in predominantly Islamic countries.
Yes.
So that's where people are getting upset with the ban. Now, I'm all for, in keeping our country safe. Shouts out to the men and women who serve our country, because Lord knows I'm not going to, but shouts out to the men and women who give their life. The Marines, Navy, Air Force, Reserves, National Guard, anybody who's out there in the military, I salute you, because you're giving your life to keep us, keeping us safe. But with that being said, there's more school shootings or I will say white terrorist actions than Islamic terrorist actions that happen in America.
I mean, America is just a big melting pot in itself, as many years, and we're still a young country, so as many years as we've been here, we're just a conglomerate of different races, of all places.
Right. And, it's funny that, with Trump, how he's trying to enforce certain things and certain policies and things like that. And it's just funny that, I really don't go to sleep at night thinking I'm going to get bombed by ISIS. I mean, there's people that I actually have discussions with that are legitimately scared that something's going to happen to us in the country. But, you look at the statistics, that's not the case at all.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and kind of run off that. I seen on the news, and actually when I was doing a little bit of research myself upon the immigration ban, I guess from what he's saying is that there's a 90-day like a hold for them to even come in. So when I seen that, when I first heard of it, I'm thinking like he's like taking them away, like forever. Like I have Muslim friends, and my father is actually he's Muslim himself. Like he followed the Muslim tradition, and so like when I wanted to do a little bit more research upon that, so that way I can go ahead and get like things done. And so I just wanted to see like for myself, like wow, like what is going on here? Like why is he doing this? So it's just for our protection. I mean, and I understand that. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, all in all.
Well, that's the thing. Like I agree, because I don't think that I personally don't think it's as necessary as they make it.
True.
That's where I come in to have a conflict in. And if you're going to have a ban, I'm all for screening people. It's nothing to screen, and get filtered in before you come into the country.
But like screen everyone.
Yes, you can't just pick and choose on things like that, because let's be honest, if you place a rule, people will just try to break the rule. Whatever rule you try to place, whatever policies, if they really want to do it, they're just going to work their way around. So if I'm an Islamic terrorist, who's to say I just don't put Christian? And skip the whole process, if I really want to bomb something. They also try to take certain situations. I feel like there's a lot of fear mongering, because you also got to take in consideration we're invading a lot of these countries. So, we spend the most out of any country in the world on military equipment. We spend over $500 billion on our military. Mm-hmm. Now, the second largest military in the world is Russia, but Russia only spends $47 billion. Think of the difference of how much that costs. think of the difference of how much that costs. Turn me up, dude. It's sad because we could be spending that on schools. We could be spending that in our communities. We could be spending that on a plethora of other things. But we want to just enforce our will on other countries.
Well, you know what the saying goes: if it bleeds, it leads.
I just think that first off, I'm for what Trump is doing, honestly, because I think it's necessary. I do. I think that
Turn your head, I can't hear you.
I think that basically over the last few years or something, we've seen a definite spike in terroristic activities, not only here in the U.S. but also in places like Paris and things like that. And I think that someone needs to stand up and be like, yo, we ain't going for this no more. And so do I necessarily like the way that he's going about it as far as blocking people that already have their visas and green cards? No. But I think that there's definitely going to come some good from what he's doing. And with it only being a 90-day block, that 90 days is only until he can come up with a stricter,
Right.
vetting
Policy.
process to get to get people into the U.S. It's not like he's just like, oh, and honestly, Obama did pick those countries. He did point out those countries as having the most terroristic activities or the most terroristic threats towards us here in the United States. So, and then I think it is something to be scared of because we got a lot of our people leaving to go convert over there and then come back and they're the ones that's doing the harm to the people here. So like I said from the jump, I just think that it's necessary. I think he could do it, a little
Differently.
softer, a little, less Trump. But I definitely think it's necessary because I am one of those people that go to an institution every day. I'm on a college campus, which is one of the main places that be getting attacked. And I am at a state university every single day, Monday through Friday. Probably from 9 to 5 every single day. I'm lucky if I get out of there before 5. So I definitely think it's necessary for someone to take the necessary steps to protect us.
Cool. Now, my only issue is even when he articulates the points, he's not articulating the points like you are articulating your points. Meaning, when he's talking, he's bringing up situations that didn't have anything to do with it. For example, he brought up the Pulse shooting as an act of terrorism. He brought up the Santa Monica shooting as an act of terrorism. Now, the Pulse shooting, the dude had died just screaming ISIS. He wasn't actually an ISIS member. He was basically a false claimer. You can't use that as a statistic. The Santa Monica shooting, one of them was actually an ingrown terrorist, so they were actually born in America, so there was no way to track that. The other shooter was from a country that's not even in the band. So even if he had good intent, he's not vocalizing his points. And as the president of the United States, you at least have to be articulate. Because if it was anyone else, we'll be calling their number. If you're not going to articulate your points, if you're not going to even put out the proper facts, you're misleading people. And to all the people who are protesting, don't protest at the airports when people are just trying to go to and from places. Sure, you have good intentions, but dude, they were causing delays and flights and things like that. You can't do that. But God bless America. Just watch over America because we live in a crazy country right now. We're about to get into our XL Montana exclusive show mix. And make sure you book 100 Proof DJs for your next event. When we come back, we're going to get into the interviews of our guests. But keep your ears locked in for the mix show live on Frontseat with Fondue. Yeah.
Alright. 3 things. One, when you turn your head, I can't hear you. So
Why aren't you turning up the mic?
Because you would tell me to talk into the mic once I turn my head. So you talk into the mic when you talk. Second, your phone's about to die. You got 30%. Third, something keeps shorting out this here. I don't know what is going on. Oh, there we go. Alright. Yeah, why didn't you say Trey Songz response in the Keke Palmer thing?
Because it wasn't, you still got this going. Put a mute on
It is mute. Everything's turned down right now.
Okay. The reason why I didn't say Trey Songz response because I basically kind of did say his response. Basically, he was like, "Well, you could have just called me."
Well, then he also said you saw that the lights were. You heard lights, camera in action. You could have even not even came in. That is crazy though.
She better now would have turned up in a Trey Songz.
She the one woman in the world that didn't want to Trey Songz.
Right, I would have been up in there.
Yep.
Push that thing on me. No.
Anybody got a charger?
Yeah.
I
How
told
long you got?
Android for the sake of the interview.
Yeah, I lit.
What a bathroom at up in
Right across there.
there?
Yep.
You sure you don't want to sit down?
Okay.
Yeah, man, y'all think y'all want to sit down, man.
Yeah.
Y'all want to sit
Yeah.
Yeah,
down.
hold it
man.
somewhere. You know people are live, so you can't just drop
Oh,
it.
that's what.
Well, hey, man, dude. If I just sit down, I'm gonna go all the way back.
Yeah, we keep. How do I hold it? Like this?
Since nobody got a charger,
What they call like
I usually wrap it around
sit on the
because
floor or something. Don't you?
this cord don't even charge.
Mm-hmm.
You said the bathroom right here?
Yeah, right across the
Somebody
street.
must be in there.
Hey, can you hit the turn
That?
it up a little bit, just so we can hear the music? That's not too much. Cool.
Yeah, the charger or not.
Yep. If you're watching on Periscope, make sure you subscribe to the channel, YouTube channel, everybody on network, you out how we rock.
You say something.
Doing exclusive things for you in the city.
Honestly, that Trump immigration thing is a distraction. Did you see what else is happening this morning? The fact that they're trying to use Taiwan as leverage to China. So China's full for that with a nuclear bomb.
Bro,
Wait, what happened?
Basically, Trump's talking about China's raping us financially, even though most of our debt is to China. So he
but
tried to use
is it-
Taiwan as leverage, and China showed the U.S. that they don't care by flying what they call the airplanes that carry nukes over it. And basically in the South China Sea, it's just like getting hectic. Like everybody's
Wait a
just
minute,
going to the
so-
front lines.
Trump is trying to use
So
another
Taiwan
country as
about to.
leverage, and China's like, we'll blow up Taiwan. We don't give a care.
Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, we don't care. Yeah. So it's like,
So why they just? I mean, I'm gonna say this, but I don't want them to do it. But why they just want to blow us up? Like, why they just don't want to see
because
us?
everybody's strapped. Like, we're at
And
the
not even
point-
that, we're in economic finance. 'Cause, like, if we fall, they're gonna fall too, since we are like trading partners. So if we collapse, they're gonna collapse. This is like us hitting
Because-
Russia or
I don't
China.
think that they're gonna collapse, but they won't be as
Well,
lucrative.
think about it. If you
Well,
owe me
They
some
won't be
money,
gonna
as
affect them.
lucrative,
if you
but
owe me
they're
some
gonna
money,
gonna.
why would I
affect them.
kill you and you can't pay me? And a couple $1 billion hard to pay. You can't just ignore that. Like,
That's
Right, we're a superpower country. Like, you know, if
So,
you bomb a
like-
superpower country, those other superpower countries gonna get affected.
plus
First,
everybody's strapped. The big
I'm
three,
not saying
Russia,
that they're not
China.
gonna be
That too.
affected, but China's not gonna fall.
But
I mean,
if,
yeah,
if
China
we all
won't
press
take-
one button, we could blow up the whole world. If everybody dropped their nukes at once, because once there's one nuke drop, Everybody.
But I see what you mean. China probably won't get affected as much, but I think like some of the
It's gonna affect them. They're just not going to fall. They have too many people. They have too many people on their
Yeah, there
own
has
to,
a lot
to
of people.
fall.
A lot of people too. Like aren't they like the
They
world's
have the most populous
population? Yeah,
country ever.
always.
They country so big, even though they lifted it now, but they used to tell their citizens how many kids they can have.
All I'll say is that Steve Bannon is our president, not Donald Trump.
Steve Bannon. You think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I just read the Washington Post just published an article today talking about how the new dude that is basically about to become the Attorney General. His name is Bente. That's how you say his last name, but I don't remember his first name. Basically, he writing everything straight and saying like he the one that's pulling Trump's string. The Washington Post published it today.
But it's like Trump, everybody in his cabinet. My only thing is people just need to be accountable for their things. I hate when people defend Trump and say that he's not racist when he says racist things. Just call a spade a spade. I wouldn't care if people did not try to ignore the fact that he got active Klan members in his cabinet. Just call a spade a spade. But people don't want to own up to the fact that they took the time out to vote for this person. You know what I'm saying? Now that he's messing up, I'm actually having a ball watching this, every day. Granted, it's stuff that's going to affect the country.
Right, they're still trying to figure out how they're going to get insurance policy going for everybody.
But he was so quick to recant it, though.
Right.
Like, he was so quick to pull it back. Like I said, somebody's funding him. Somebody's funding his whole agenda. Like, it's not even, he don't even care about
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he don't give a damn. He can pay for his own stuff.
He literally got a country. He literally got a country club down in Florida where you could pay $200,000 to kick it with the president. Why does that matter? For one, he raised the price an extra $100,000 because he already had the club. Two, that's a conflict of interest. You can't have the president doing business deals. Every other president had bans before they came in. Even Bush had oil companies, but even if he was doing sneaky stuff, it wasn't obvious sneaky stuff.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not like this is just like blatant.
That's what I'm saying. Like, probably
There's no respect for the job. That's the thing.
no disrespect towards the president now, but I honestly feel like sooner or later, if not soon, some probably is going to impeach him. It's too many people who don't like him.
Somebody's already started a petition to do so. I don't know how serious.
But they need the Congress. My thing is, don't go out on the corners and boycott.
Right.
Tell your politicians who have the power to go boycott them. Tell them to vote because boycotting just stuff. Okay, he didn't care anyway. Like it's like if y'all starting, it's like when you discipline a kid and they don't want to go pout and stuff. Is that going to just make you?
Right.
It's not going to make the kid. If you just looking at them like, well, I didn't care anyway.
I know Ricketts ain't gonna impeach him. I know that.
No, he sure ain't.
I mean,
he's so disrespectful. He didn't even show up when Obama came. How do you not show up for the president of the United States? He's disrespectful.
Well,
I don't like
that's alternative facts, Bree.
No, that's real. I was
Get out of
there.
here with them
No, that's
alternative
not
facts
alternative
shit.
fact. That's real. I was sitting right there.
Okay. All
He
right.
didn't show up.
The mix about to end.
Alright.
We still got some juice on the Periscope.
He didn't show
Is
up.
the Periscope still running?
He didn't
Oh,
show
yeah.
up. He sent some others.
Shouts out to everybody tuning in via Periscope.
From the airport.
We on air.
Yep, we back. We back, y'all, on Front Seat with Fondue. So, I got my 3 guests in the building, each, with their own organizations, but we're here together, Tomorrow actually will be the first day of Black History Month, Not to my people. As a people, let's get a little bit more deep into our heritage, because I feel like a lot of people don't take pride or the proper steps to take pride in being black. There's a lot of things that our culture does that people don't get the credit for. Let's just pick up, kill some habits that, just on a side note, let's just kill some of the bad habits that, us as blacks just have. Let's stop coming late on things. Let's get our businesses and stuff a little bit more professional. Let's make our encounters a little more professional. And the reason why I say that is little things like that can put us on top. As just from a small business owner myself, it's hard when you're trying to give deals and people aren't taking it seriously. or not being committed to the things. And you know, the rest of the world looks at us as us being unprofessional or ill prepared or things like that. So just keep that in mind so we can keep that money going. And another thing, I know it's tax season, y'all. I know y'all get happy, but instead of going buying your baby those new Jordans or things like that, why don't you just catch up on some bills, invest into something, make your money grow, get out the financial ruts that you was in, so you can have a better year this year. You know,
Right.
some forward thinking. Just be a little bit wiser with our money, because money matters. Let's end a few things. I'm not saying things are going to happen overnight, but let's just try as a people, do better. But my little 2 cents for the day. We're going to start off with my guest here, Brianna. Now, tell the people about your organization, NCNW.
Okay. NCNW was founded in 1935 by the great Mary McLeod Bethune. It is a national organization, which right now it has 35 collegiate sections, which I'm the president of UNO's chapter. Basically, our focus and our aim and our goal of the National Council of Negro Women is just to basically aid the African American women population in our community and any social justice issues that can help press forward. Basically, just to I am like freezing up. Can we pause? I need to look at it.
You're cool.
I don't got
Oh
the
yeah,
wording
you can
down.
continue.
You can tell you. I went like this. Let me just get you on the. Could somebody help me? We could get another live going.
Well, then,
We
yeah,
can-
nigga, I
we
gotta
can come
download
in.
the
Oh, did
rest.
it just die?
Yeah, it just
All
died.
right, go to him and
But you're still on
just
live.
come back.
Yeah, just come back.
Yeah, just,
Come back.
just go back to it.
So
I should
look,
have prepared.
you're fine. I was mainly going to ask you about the event this Friday. I'm pretty sure you can talk about that.
Okay, so our chapter is doing the first annual Black Girl Magic Fashion Show this Friday, February 3rd, 6 p.m. Milo Bell Student Center in the ballroom, which is on the second floor. Basically, this is going to be a coming out event for our organization since we have been inactive on UNO's campus for the past 4 years. In addition to the night just being primarily about the National Council of Negro Women and all the great work that we've done this year, we are featuring designers such as Foreign Bradshaw Clothing and Experience. I have my girl Melissa with Cashton. I have Tara Birch with J Sky Creations. I have Elshia Bibbs with Designs by Elshia. And then I have JC with Legacy Customs. It's definitely going to be a night to wow you, and you definitely don't want to miss it.
Okay. That's great to hear. Great to hear. So for all the lovely African American ladies out there who might be interested in getting involved with NCNW, what would you tell them if they want to get involved with your organization?
Okay, so right now the UNO section is definitely trying to pioneer getting some more collegiate sections at Metro Community College. So if you go there, we will be coming to you soon. If you're interested, you can definitely look me up on Facebook and just let me know that you'll be willing to aid in that project. We're also trying to get it up there at Creighton University. If you're not in college, we do have a Omaha section that's been here for I believe 30 to 40 years, somewhere in between there. They do meet every third Tuesday at the Girls Inc. of Omaha. And basically all you would have to do to get in the Omaha section is pay dues of $35, and that'll get you a seat in the council.
Okay.
They're always looking for new members, so.
Okay. That's great to hear. Now we're going to ask my guy Easy Eric to talk about his organization. Give a little bit of background of what you're trying to do with your organization and what people can expect from it.
Okay, my name is Eric Easy Jefferson, and my organization is called A Father's Fight for Equal Rights. And what I mean by that is for fathers that's having troubled times trying to be in their children's lives due to personal problems between both parents. So what I'm trying to do is start group meetings to where fathers can be able to get back in their children's lives, starting off with us getting to know each other's stories and us introducing each other, and pro bono lawyers. What we're really searching for is pro bono lawyers, because there's a lot of men that suffer financially trying to, get rights to their children, as far as going to court and getting joint custody for their kids, because for so long, well, let me start off. I'm a victim myself. I have 3 kids. I have 1 on the way and 2 here. So with the 2 here, they're both living out of town, and I have been through that where I missed 3 years out of 1 kid's life, and I missed 1 year out of my recent kid. So what I'm trying to do is help fathers, because on a daily I get on Facebook or on social media and I see men that struggle with seeing their kids. So I had a calling one day, and it told me to help these fathers out. So basically, a Father's Fight for Equals Rights is for us to stand up together and show them that we're not playing, that we're going to stand up and come as fathers and show the world that fathers are just as important as mothers. So this is basically what my campaign is about, and my first meeting will be February 7th at 6 o'clock at the Malcolm X Foundation at 3448 Evans Street, Omaha, Nebraska. Of course, that's where we at, but for those that's listening out of town, y'all would know. So it's going to be a meet and greet for all the fathers that come together, that's going through troubled times trying to be in their kids' life. We got to come to the stop for this, because it's just tiring, it's stressful, and I just want fathers to be involved in their children's life, even fathers that, I see on a daily too, where women call fathers deadbeats and all that. We even want to help them to become better fathers. And if we can't, at least we can say that, we tried. But for the fathers that's actually trying, that's getting killed in child support, or not being able to see their kids, haven't seen their kids in a long time, due to bitterness or just personal problems, we want that to come to an end. So that's what my whole campaign is about, a Father's Fight for Equal Rights.
Okay. So just to be clear, this isn't like an anti-baby mama group. Just, because there's going to be people at home that might just feel like, okay, well, are you just coming down on us? And, you don't want to just... I just clarify, this is for empowering the male in these situations.
Women, they can come too, because to tell you the truth, my woman, she helped me with a lot of this, because she believed, she believed in me. So it's not about bashing them, but it's about, saying this has to come to an end. Even if women want to come to the meeting, even if it's women that keep the kids away from the fathers, we want to know the reason why. Mm-hmm. Why do you do that? What are you getting out of it? You know what I'm saying? You're not getting nothing out of it. You're hurting the kid. So we want to know the reason why. So I'm not here to bash, because I had a problem with that. Like a couple of days ago when I put status up, a man got on there talking about bees, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cuss, but you know what I'm saying? Start talking about his baby mom. I'm like, you can't sit there and cuss out the mother of your child. She might have did what she did, but at the end of the day, you can't do that. What we need to figure out is, why are you doing that?
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's what
good.
it is.
I would actually encourage, I think it's good that you're encouraging women to participate, because it's a two-way problem. Yep. You need both sides to come to meet, to get, to reach a conclusion, because there's probably things that the man does that provokes the baby mother, and there's probably things that the woman does that provokes the man.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, squash your beefs for the benefit of the child. Not for whatever you guys got going on. Make sure to remember that there's children, their lives are affected by whatever you guys come to do. And the kids don't forget. You might wait 10, 15 years, and your child's bringing up some situation that you thought they wasn't paying attention to, but it might have changed their whole life.
Right.
So now that's good that you're at least inviting the conversation, because those are things that we need to have in our community. Because, like I was saying previously, we have a stigma. Mm-hmm. We have a deep stigma of, okay, well, we can't make our relationships work or make our differences work or things like that. So that's good that you're inviting the dialogue, and we're all about thought-provoking conversations. Yeah. So that brings to the third guest, the U owner, U founder himself, Tevin Dixon. So Tevin, tell the people a little background about what what is You Magazine for those who are just tuning in.
Well, You Magazine is predominantly a fashion forward magazine. We also talk about, cultural, like the cultural entertainment industry of what's going on by providing illustrations, advertisement advices and tips to the local populace and the masses about what they can do to go ahead and, be a part of expressing their everyday individuality to everybody and from locally into national regions, so that way they can not only see themselves but see themselves in a different limelight from people who's from the Midwest, because as you know, most people when they think of Midwest, they think of us as cornfields, what else, horses, Hicktown, overalls, buffaloes, you name it, just wheat fields. I don't know. And when people come to me and say this, it's just baffling. I'm a city boy. Like, I don't know where. I never seen. No, I mean, I've seen cornfields, but like they make it seem like it's just nothing but vast cornfields with dirt road.
Right.
And I just want to express to people that there's more to the Midwest here than just that. I mean, we have a nightlife here. We have high fashion couture. We have celebrities who actually come here and stay and give concerts and do all sorts of tremendous stuff.
Showcasing the culture.
Right. And predominantly, You Magazine's mission is to provide resourceful information to the Midwest where consumers can learn about artist research and fashion trends and support health practices to give advice to their endeavors for their personal gain and their professional gain. And not only that, we want to create relationships with readers and advertisers so that way people of small businesses and big businesses can connect together and forge something like great in the near future.
Great. So how did you, for the people, I mean, we had our own dialogue in the past, but
Right.
how did you come about creating your own magazine? Because I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, so a little while back, my grandmother, we would always go to Omaha Fashion Week. And like this is during the time Omaha Fashion Week just started, like literally coming up off the ground, Nomad Lounge, going into the model casting calls, she would just go and like, you need to go in there and do that, you need to go ahead and participate, you need to go in here and try to do what you need to do. I'm like, at that time I was like getting out of high school but was in college, and so I was like, no, I got too much going on, I'm not worried about that right now, I'm just helping out friends, going into the industry, trying to get themselves together. And she was like, boy, you need to go in here and do this thing. Like, this is something that you're truly interested in. Like, why not go ahead and do something? And so as we started, going more and more to the show, she started introducing me to people like, like, oh, well, he wanted to do this with my grandson. And I'm just like, Grandma, stop. Like, what are you doing? I'm here with you. Like, but as I learned when she started getting cancer, she actually passed away from pancreatic cancer. And, I started just really thinking about what she was telling me about, about me getting what I want to do and how I wanted to do it together. And like, I need to actually pursue something that I really want to do, because to be quite frank and honest, I am not the type to work the 9 to 5. I don't believe that people should be working a 9 to 5, because that's like taking your life away. And I feel like, you should be able to follow your passions and endeavor, whatever it may be. And whether or not it brings money or not, you should be able to do what you want to do and what you love. And so this is where You Magazine predominantly came from. I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get something together. I like fashion. I like to write. I have a degree. Let's utilize it. Let's go ahead and get something going with this. And so, from the honors of my grandmother, Evelyn Dixon, You Magazine was created.
Cool. Now, what's some of the perks of running your own magazine?
Well, some of the perks with the magazine, you get to network with a tremendous amount of people from different states, even country. Your fan base actually grows. You get to actually have a lot of different attire, from whether it be from designers, photographers. You get a lot of different luxury items that most people wouldn't get on the day-to-day life when you meet and greet with different sorts of people in this type of industry.
That's cool. I like that. It's always fun to be in the media. you know.
And you know, and I always tell, like, if people have anything to contribute, as far as right now, you know, they're always more than welcome to go ahead and give something to You Magazine. Like, you know, if they have a little tip that they want to go ahead and throw out there to the masses about, like, you know, oh, hey, well, this is in trend. If you're a trendsetter, you know, if anything that, if you're a fashionista, trendsetter, photographer, videographer, and if you have something that you really want to create and express, go ahead and send me an email, you know, umag@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to go over and take a look and try to get in contact with you and see what ideas that you have in mind, you know.
Yeah, okay. So it's always for the people at home, you know, it's encouraging people to get involved. What's some advice that you have for people who might be interested in starting their own business or own publication?
Have the drive. You gotta have drive. If you don't have the drive or, like, you know, the ambition to actually run a business, don't do it, because you're going to not only waste your time, you're going to waste everybody else's time who actually follows you and believes in what you're doing. Because soon as you start something and renege, somebody's going to see, like, okay, well, I actually believed in your vision. Why would you go ahead and do something like that when you actually have people behind your backs? Like, you know, like, why would you go ahead and just, like, let them go like that? So when you're going ahead and pursuing something that you love, go through it all the way, 100%, 110%, 1000%. Because if you truly believe in it, it will succeed. Guaranteed. It won't happen overnight, but the work that you put in it, you will see, you know, what will come out of it. If you just continue doing what you're doing, regardless of what anybody says, even if you're not getting paid, you shouldn't worry about the whole payment thing. You should be able to do this because of the fact that you love it. And if people see that within you, they're going to be with you.
Right. We're about to get into another cut right quick by my guy Dom Pendergrass. I got it. But before we get into the song, before we get into all the questions of the day, you know, keep in mind, come out this Friday to the NCNW's Black Girl Magic event. For you guys that did catch it the first time, make sure you come out from 6 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a great event. See a lot of culture. And a lot of great designs by some talented people in the metro area. Let's drop that. Now coming with I Got It by Dom Pendergrass, live on Frontseat with Fondue, 1690 AM, The One.
So is my mess up on the screen, like in the video?
On the Ustream, yes. For the videos that we're cropping out, no.
But I mean, Ustream was live. That shit catching everything.
Yeah, it's catching everything. So everyone's watching it live. They already seen that.
But I mean, it's not like
It's okay. They know that you're human.
Kodak Black came to interview with Ski Mask. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, Kodak level.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
That is heartbreaking.
there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? There's more to it.
I thought that was somebody fighting. Arguing something.
Why does it sound like it's in the bathroom?
Nothing. I can't even hear. Alright, we're gonna drop a different one. Alright. Well, hit you real quick. Alright, well, something was wrong with that one. But now we got a little bit of Willie's Haze. Swerving. Live on Frontseat with Fondue.
Where do you get all your music from?
Artists, they like
Here?
email. Actually, I get a lot more support from out-of-towners. To keep it all the way 100, I do the radio as an avenue for the locals. You see what I'm saying? But the money normally comes from out-of-towners, which is sad. So I do. So artists actually email me their tracks, or entertainers, anybody who's trying to get booked. But to answer your question, a lot of music comes from like my Twitter following. So I got people from across the country. This guy is actually from Florida. He lives in LA, but Willie Hayes, I had him on Frontseat with Fondue when he came into Omaha. Because I do promotion, I get hit up for events, with different artists and things like that. Usually we get interviews in, but I'm running
How's
ticket
your
sales.
following in Omaha though?
It's still solid. Don't get me wrong. We usually have at least 1,000 people tune in, on the
So 1,000 people just watch me mess up.
Yeah.
That's all she worried about.
No, that's not all I was worried about. 'Cause I was actually going to tell everyone here about Trevicia Marion and her website called Uplift Omaha.
Mhm.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Basically, she promotes small business owners like ourselves. That she promotes, like, if you have an event coming up, she'll put it on there, and your radio shows, like the time airs and stuff, she'll put it on there. She'll put your magazine on there, and she has a lot of cool, because she's really tied in with the young professionals. That is the urban league young professionals. So she's one of them. So her network is like beyond.
Right.
So the people watching that watching that website is just, you never know who's gonna see it.
Because it's cool. Like the Omaha following is solid. Because I got a lot of pull in the entertainment community just from being in different avenues.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm not just a one-dimensional person. Meaning, there's people who ask me for features to actually perform or entertain or rap or host events. There's people that might hit me up for interviews, so I can do my thing with the talents on the media, or even when it comes to editing or directing, things like that. So it's a wide variety of things. But to sum it up, I just call myself an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Urban journalist. Rap is what I prefer to do. That was first love. But I see the opportunities the media has, and we need a spotlight because we're not getting a spotlight in Omaha. You can go to any station, they're not playing local stuff like that.
Right.
Now, I want more of the city to be endorsing the things, and that's where everybody
How
on it.
clear does your radio station come in? Like when you're riding and stuff? I know the new one, it doesn't come. I tried to listen to it. It's like
still
really
static,
staticky.
yeah.
It's transmission issues, but most of the time, if there's not a particular program, people aren't tuned into the radio anyway, which is why we have the tune in app. Think about it. If you're not in a car, when are you listening to radio?
For sure.
So, we are back on Frontseat with Fondue. So, before we wrap up, this episode of FWF, I want everybody to tell the people where they can find you at.
Alright. You can find me on Facebook. My name is Brianna Cannon. That's BrianaCannon. And I'm pretty much on Facebook. But if you ever come to UNO, you can pretty much ask anybody. And I'm pretty sure they might know who I am or where you can find me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and for You Magazine, we have a couple of avenues where people can go ahead and reach us. Predominantly the website, www.umag.weebly.com, and if you just go to the contact information, you can go ahead and reach us there. You can also follow us via our social media websites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and pretty more so Pinterest too also. So if you want to go ahead and get in touch with us, go ahead and follow us on those social media websites and contact us on our webpage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can find me on Facebook at Eric Easy Jefferson Sr. and Easy is spelled Eazie. And you can also find me at the barbershop. That's my other occupation that I do, and that's located at 5620 Ames Street, Omaha, Nebraska 68104. Besides that, I would like to put in a side note, I have a meet and greet on Tuesday, February 7th from 6 to 7:30. Fathers fight for equal rights, so please come through, fathers, even mothers if you want to. I would really appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, question of the day. I'm watching, my usual stuff of Black Twitter. It's actually not called Black. It's not actually. Don't go Google it, Black Twitter, because it doesn't actually figuratively. It actually exists, but it's just a figure of speech. The Black community on Twitter, and I see Tony Rock. Which is funny, it's Tony Rock, because I remember when he came to the Soho and they tried to charge me like $10 to come in and there was nobody there. That's a whole nother story. Because if I could look in the club and see nobody there, I feel like I need to get in free. If there's less than 10 people, just let me walk in.
Right.
But any case, he was getting on Steve Harvey's neck about, or I won't even really say more or less getting on Steve Harvey's neck, but the people who follow Steve Harvey. And what he was saying was basically, for all you guys who wasn't aware, Steve Harvey had a meeting with President Trump, and he got a lot of backlash for it. And I expressed my criticism about it too. But he says, who puts Steve Harvey as the representative for all things black? You know? And he was also trying to criticize, the fact that, well, Steve Harvey is on his third marriage. His third wife was the mistress to his second wife, but yet black people have anointed him the mother of Oracle when it comes to all black dating. He wrote a book on dating, but you're on your third wife. And my question is, for one, my personal opinion is you sound kind of salty. That what, you didn't get to meet with the president? Not saying you should meet with this president, but you didn't get the offer. Nobody's calling Tony Rock for
Right.
anything. Let's just put that out there. But I mean, he kind of did have a point. My question is, because the original question had nothing to do with the statement he was putting. Should Steve Harvey really be a good vocal person for his dating? Should he be giving advice on dating? Should Steve Harvey be giving advice on dating?
Okay, well, my personal opinion is that you're only human, and humans do make mistakes regardless of how many things that they go through. Should he be giving personal advice on dating? I don't see the reason not to, just for the simple fact is like you make mistakes. So just because you going through that, I mean, if you don't make mistakes, what? So what would I learn? You know what I mean? Like, what would you learn as a person? Like, what would you do? Like, because everybody can't be perfect. So, I mean, I would want an advice from a person who made a mistake, who is doing it right now. Who is perfectly fine and okay, because he looks pretty well off to me at this point. So yes, I would go ahead and take advice from him, from a man who's from point A to a very prestigious level, to see just advice. And if it doesn't fit, then I won't take it. And if it works, then I'm gonna use it.
Right. Right.
I say yes, definitely take Steve Harvey's advice. I've watched his show numerous times where he's given men different levels of advice. And it makes sense to me. It sounds like everything I want my man to do, so definitely take advice from Steve Harvey.
Did you have 2 cents on it?
Yeah, I got 2 cents. I mean, it's like this. He done been in 3 marriages, so he has well experienced everything, so why not take his advice? You know what I'm saying? He know the wrongs and the rights.
Right.
So, I mean, I
He's
can't
old.
judge him. I mean,
Okay.
He got experience.
Sounds like we taking Steve Harvey advice, y'all.
yeah.
Well,
Shout out to Steve
my
Harvey.
thing is, granted, yes. I mean, personally, my stance on it, you could get advice from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I could learn some things from a crackhead. I could learn some things from a swerve. I could learn some things from an old person. I could learn some things from people I didn't expect to learn anything from.
Right.
You pick and choose your advice, because not every advice is good advice.
Exactly.
Granted, do I take in consideration the fact of his history of him having 3 marriages? It could go both ways. Like, okay, once isn't fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, fool me 3 times, that's a J. Cole line. so, I mean, third marriage, but there's experience in it.
Right.
There's experience in it. So you could be telling me the right or wrong, but you could also take advice from someone who been married. But just because you've been married once don't mean you're actually happy.
Hence the fact of me saying you can take the advice or just leave it as where it is, because you can agree to disagree with anybody of what anybody advice that they give you.
Cool.
There's a such thing that people are good at giving advice, they're just not good at following their own advice.
That too.
Just
Practice
saying.
what you preach.
Yes.
This is we wrapping up Front Seat with Fondue and the O&E. It's been a lovely and entertaining episode for today. Make sure, as previously stated, y'all come out Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m. to the NCNW's Black Girl Magic. And make sure, if you're a father or even a mother, because we need to bring in both, you come out next Tuesday, February 7th at 6 p.m. at the Malcolm X.
3448 Evans Street.
There you go. If you're in the O&E, Fathers Fight for Equal Rights. This is Fondue on Front Seat with Fondue. You know how we rocking on FWF on 1690 AM. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm Scotty Griffin. And YBRgang.com for your merch, all my booking information, and all the upcoming shows and events we're going to. We are out on FWF.
See ya. It's a wrap, everyone.
I go home and eat.
Hit the Ustream food. Cool.
That was good,
So
man. It was
y'all
good
gonna
meeting
edit out that
everybody.
mess up.
Let me
Put
get your
Facebook
contact
on
info.
IG, right?
Oh, damn, I didn't get a business card.